What's going on, guys, and welcome to Season 5 of our Toronto Maple Leafs Franchise Mode series. I am super excited for this season with the Leafs, as always. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton, and I appreciate every single one of you for being here. So before we get into going over our lines, you may have seen my community post where I'm going to be integrating trade and contract extension and signing graphics into these episodes. I think it'll do a lot for like the immersion, and also just I'm absolutely terrible with remembering the full details of trades and contract signings when I'm announcing them. So this will sort of help me condense everything into one spot and also make it a little cleaner and add some more immersion, a little bit more realistic, like a big trade announcement or a signing announcement. And like I said, just condense everything so you guys can see what goes down during the season sort of all in one place. So with that being said, I thought it would be a good time to introduce our first trade alert graphic, because if you didn't watch season 4 or if you just forgot what happened at the end of that episode, we made a massive trade with Seattle to acquire Shane Wright. We sent over William Nylander, Timothy Liljegren, and a 2028 second round pick to acquire the star center. So with that being said, take a look at our lines for this season. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I will be speechless, because we are too good to not make the playoffs. We have so much depth. We have great chemistry up and down the lineup. That first line getting a +5. Second line here with Shane Wright, Velarde, and Poirier getting a +3. Third line there gets a +2. And the fourth line with a +1. I really like Boone Jenner there, nice veteran guy. Really great centerman playing down with one of our younger guys. Ethan Gauthier will be playing up with us this season. I mean, this team just looks so good. Like, there's no way we don't make the playoffs with this roster. Also, take a look at our defense. We signed Victor Hedman to a 1-year deal this season. There are a few other teams that were interested in him, but he believed in us, wanted to come to Toronto for a year, and he'll be playing on the first pairing with Brandt Clark, who has 5 years left on a great contract there. Second line, Pesce and Sandin gets a +1, great pairing there. And then Faravari and Fleury rounding it out. And then for our goalies, we got Gustafsson on an extension and Logan Thompson to 2 years. So nice goaltending pairing there. Hoping Gustafsson can start getting it done for us. Stats are still pretty good. And yeah, hoping for the best for him. Take a look at our power play. First unit is absolutely disgusting. Second unit is really good as well. Both units there get a +5. So power play should be popping off this season. 4-man power play, also gross. And second line there gets a +1. Penalty kill looks really solid. First PK getting a +5. Second gets a +2. Third PK gets a +1. As for the 3-man, we got even correlation, a +2 on the second pairing, and even on the third. So everything looks really, really good about this team. And like I said, if we don't make the playoffs, I'm not really going to know what to say. So like usual, we will sim out to the new year, January 1st, 2028, and see how we're doing then. 5th year with the Leafs. Hopefully we can have a bounce back year from last season. All right, guys, so to start the new year here, we are 23-10-2, playing a lot better for sure than last year. We were 500 last year, so good to see that improvement there. Mitch Marner going off there, 41 points in 35 games. Puts us atop the Atlantic with 48 points, 8 points ahead of the Bruins there, and 7 ahead of the Capitals. So, Eastern Conference here pretty tight. 48 points, tied for first in a league with the Avalanche, Devils, and Blue Jackets. So, decent amount of teams doing pretty well. Just want to take a look at our stats so far, sort of see what's going on. Yeah, so, Shane Wright getting second line minutes. That's really good to see. I mean, what more do you want? Hedman there, 29 points. Clark, 21 points. So, guys are producing. Guys are playing well. Take a look at our goalies, see how they're doing. I mean, pretty average. Like, Thompson there, not great numbers for a backup, but Gustafsson definitely holding down the fort as the starter here. Would like to see that save percentage get up a little bit, considering I have the shot frequency set to high, so I'm not sure why he's got a lower save percentage, but his goals against is pretty decent. So good to see everyone is contributing. And here we're going to head out to the trade deadline like usual, see how we're doing then. As of now, it doesn't look like we want to make any moves. Guys are playing well, but as we get closer to the trade deadline, we'll get a better idea of what we want to do. All right, guys, so heading to trade deadline, we're 36, 23, and 3. Just being really inconsistent now. We had that first wildcard spot with 75 points. I guess the good thing for us is that the Metro Division is not doing that well. So, right now we are in a decent playoff spot, but we really need to start finding some consistency. We started dropping a lot of games for whatever reason. I do want to take a look at our stats here to sort of see what's going on. I mean, what the heck? So it looks like the bottom line there. I don't know why I keep hitting the other one. Goalies. Yeah, goalies are not playing that well. Not really sure. I don't understand. I don't understand why these goalies just aren't performing, giving their ratings. But anyway, we're heading to trade deadline, so, maybe we like to shore up the goaltending a little bit here. Alrighty, we have a trade to announce. We just made a trade with the Boston Bruins to acquire goaltender Mike DiPietro in exchange for Logan Thompson and a 2029 fourth-round pick. I really like this trade here because, as you can see, DiPietro's numbers, pretty solid, actually. You could see his stats here. He's been in the AHL, but, he's got starter potential. Been playing really well down there, posting good numbers here. Pretty good numbers on the reflexes, very athletic goalie. I think he'll be good as a backup now moving forward with Gustafsson. Hopefully, that can light a fire under Gustafsson as well and get him going. So that was a good trade for us. All right, so the trade deadline has passed. Our trade with Boston was the only one we made. Take a look at the rest of the league. Cody Glass there going to the Sabres. Sharangovich to Seattle. Kaliev there going to the Blues. There was our trade with Boston here. Lusterainen and Roos going to Ottawa. Clegg to Vancouver. Sean Dursey going to St. Louis. So LA is selling out a bit. Colton and Hartman going to Tampa. Or they got back Colton, I guess. Zaka going to Dallas. Farabee going to St. Louis. And they also got Evan Bouchard. Wow. Pretty big trades there. Let's see, Dustin Wolf going to New Jersey, Marchessault going to Calgary, Ryan Graves to Seattle, Teravainen there going to Pittsburgh, big trade. Kuhlman to Detroit, Wallstedt to the Rangers in exchange for Miller, Robertson, and Lowry, big trade there. Zadina to the Lightning, Mukamadin to Chicago, Ilya Mikheyev to Vegas, Travis Sanheim to Boston, Samsonov there to the Canadiens. So decently active trade deadline. I would say no blockbusters, but pretty good one. All right, so at the end of the season, we definitely picked it up there because we made the playoffs, going 49, 27, and 6. Good for 104 points, second in the Atlantic. You see how stacked the Atlantic Division was this season. 5 of our teams made the playoffs, whereas only 3 from the Metro made it in. Capitals there, missing out by 1 point. That sucks for them, but 104 points, really great end to the year. We definitely went on a heater after the trade deadline, so take a look at our stats. I want to say our goaltending had something to do with it, but I could be wrong. Matthews there leading the way with 93 points. Marner right behind him. Shane Wright almost point per game, 78 points, so worth it, that trade with him. Velarde there putting up points. Let's just go with our forwards first, actually. Lacerte there, pretty nice, 21 years old. You like to see it. Fedorov here playing out on the third line, putting up 52 points. That's really, really nice. Poirier there, 23 goals. Love to see that from him. Hayton there, actually moving down to the fourth line at one point. He puts up 36. Gauthier, 26. Not bad, getting fourth line minutes. So, yeah, those are pretty good numbers all around, honestly. Defensemen, wow, our defensemen really played well this season. Hedman and Clark there as a first pairing was really, really good. I mean, yeah, those are good numbers. Every defenseman was on the positive rating. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. Take a look at our goalies here. So Gustafsson picked up a little bit. Goals against average did go down. He was, a little bit over 3. So good to see there. And DiPietro only played 6 games, but, put up pretty good numbers in that time. So I would say definitely goaltending picked it up for sure, given that Gustafsson raised his numbers for save percentage and lowered them on goals against average. So that's good to see for sure. Now, let's take a look at the whole league, see who led it. So McKinnon there leading the way 112 points there. Draisaitl, McDavid, as usual. Pasternak rounding it out. Matthews there, 93 points. We like to see it. Let's check the goals. So Pasternak there, get to Maurice Richard. He's actually on Detroit now. What the heck? What did they sign him to? He's got 2 years left at 12.9 million. Sheesh. All right, let's take a look at the defenseman now. Points there. Quinn Hughes there. Yeah, he signed that massive deal with Pittsburgh. 90 points -4. Makar, though, 80 points +12. And McAvoy, 78 +18. So I think the Norris is up for grabs here. And take a look at goalies. Philip Gustafson, though, actually led the league in wins, so that's pretty cool to see. As for save percentage for a starter, wow. Sarah's there, .917, and Swayman with .916. Yeah, I don't know. The goaltending this season was just really, really bad all around for whatever reason. And Sarah's there leading the way with 2.51. Yeah, like no goalie was like super, super spectacular. I don't know why I keep hitting the left trigger instead of the right. I'll take a look at the rookie skaters, though. Banak there, 62 points. Moore, 59. Quentin Muskie there, and Pinelli playing up, so nice to see. And it is playoff time. Only one season out of the playoffs, so that's good for us. But we will see who we have here in the first round. All right, guys. Well, who else would we have in the first round other than the Tampa Bay Lightning? Take a look at the rest of the playoff picture there. You got Sabres, Red Wings, Bruins, Penguins, Devils, and Blue Jackets. As for the Western Conference, we got the Jets and Oilers, Ducks and Canucks, the Wild and the Blues, and then the Avalanche and the Stars. So let's get right into it. Or actually, just kidding. I want to take a look at who they have here. I don't think they made really any changes from last season. Yeah, Isaac Howard, they're up to an 86, though. I mean, oh, they have Hagel and Krause there. So much more rounded team than they were a couple seasons ago when we swept them. Lots of depth there on the forward core. Defense pretty good too. I mean, can't complain. Solid guys, and of course Vasilevsky in net with Allenfeld backing him up. So this team is definitely much better than the last time we played them. As you can see, really similar record to them. So it's gonna be a battle. And let's see. We'll do the first 2 games here. And 3-2 OT win and a 3-2 win there. So back to Tampa, up 2-0. And 3-1 series lead. And there we go. We take care of the Lightning in 5 games. I honestly expected them to give us a harder run for it. But see here, so we're still waiting on the other series in the East. The Jets and the Avalanche moving on from the Western Conference. All right, so in the second round here, we have the Detroit Red Wings. Let's go take a look and see who they have to make the playoffs this season. First line there. Oh, yeah, they have Pasternak. How could I forget? Oh, and Tavares. Oh, gosh. So he could maybe have a little revenge series against us. Athanasiou, Gaudreau, and Bergen there. Amarov there. Forgot we traded them both. So they're both playing, so they might want to get revenge. Good forward core, yeah. Pretty good looking team there. Top pairing, oh my gosh, that's disgusting. It kind of falls off a little bit, but I mean, Chronic and Wallander, they're really good second pair. They look good. And down to their goalies, 88 Kosa in net with Nedeljkovic backing him up. So this is a very good Red Wings team. I'm not going to take them lightly at all. Surprised they didn't do a little bit better in the regular season, but you never know come playoff time. Every team is here for a reason. They made it to the second round for a reason, and let's see how we do against the Red Wings here. Round 2, we start off 2 wins, 2-1 and 4-1. Headed back to Detroit. Up 3-1, series lead, back home. Let's see if we can do it, and we get it done. All right, so we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in this franchise series. I am pumped. Matthews, they're going off point per game. We love to see it. And there you have it. We'll be playing the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Eastern Conference Finals. Waiting on the West to finish up, but I am stoked here, man. I'm so glad that we made the playoffs, pulled it together. Oh, I forgot to go to playoff points because I really want to see just kind of like... So pretty even production, honestly. I mean, Yeah, top Hedman's got 8 points. Oh my gosh. Marner, Shane Wright there putting up 7 points. We love to see it. I mean, yeah, like everyone has a point that's played so far, which is good. That's what we like to see. +7 there on our bottom defensive pairing. What the heck? But that's really great to see. Check out Gustafson. Oh, wow. Yeah. So he's showing up, man. 0.923 and 2.26. Only got an 83 poise, though. So, like, that's interesting. Again, goaltending's no rhyme or reason, I think, in this game. But hey, he's showing up now. So that's what we like to see. And to the Eastern Conference Finals we go. All right, guys. So we're going to take a look at the Pittsburgh Penguin team here, see what's making them special this season that they are in the conference final. Okay. I mean, what? How did this team make it to the conference finals? Gensel's their best forward. See who they have on defense, though. They do have Quinn Hughes, though, so he's probably carrying 10 points in 12 games, +7, though. Logging, like, playing, like, almost half the game, so Joseph and Montour's a really good second pairing there. I mean, they have good defensive depth, I think. Forwards are nothing to write home about, but Swayman there, Hunter Jones backing them up, so they have a good goalie. They have really good defense. Forwards are interesting, but they have kind of, guys scattered all throughout the lineup. So, kind of similar record. Again, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals for a reason. We're not taking them lightly. Let's go here. First 2 games. 4-1 and 4-3 win. All right, going back home. And oh my gosh, guys. We sweep the Penguins in the conference finals. I really wasn't expecting that. Matthews there putting up 10 goals, 16 points in 14 playoff games. My goodness. So we are just absolutely steamrolled our way to the Stanley Cup final. And we're waiting on the Western Conference. It'll be either the Ducks or the Wild. All right, guys, here we go. Stanley Cup final, Toronto and Minnesota. Let's check out this Minnesota team. Probably going to be pretty good, honestly. Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at that top 6. Absolutely disgusting and really nice depth, honestly. Yurov there on the 3rd line. Then Brisson, Bork, and Roy as a 4th line is really good. Defense, yeah. I can see why this team made the Stanley Cup final. They are crushing it. And let's see their goalies. Saros and Net. My goodness. So this team is good. This team beat the West for a reason. But here we go. 5th season with the Leafs. We make it into the Stanley Cup final. Not bad at all. And we'll take this game by game, period by period, Stanley Cup finals. Tied after 1. Oh my God. Okay, so Rossi gets a natural hat trick on us. And that's probably going to take care of us for game 1. Yeah, we don't get another one, so not a good time for Gustafson to lay an egg, but at least it's game 1. Move on to game 2. Hopefully we got the little jitters out in the Stanley Cup final. I'm sure the boys are stoked. And game 2, tied after 1 again. Tied after 2. Let's see. 3rd period. Let's go. We're going to overtime. Can we get a hero? No. Oh my gosh. This is just so frustrating to watch this happen. Like, this is like absolutely steamrolling everyone. So 3-2 overtime loss. At least it wasn't a blowout. But down 2-0 here. Headed out to Minnesota. Not going to get any easier. Tied after 1 again. Tied after 2. Oh my goodness. 3rd period. Jesus Christ. What is going on? I think we played way too well every other series, and we're probably going to get swept right now in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, oof. Not the way you want to go out. Like, at least get 1, boys. Come on. Tied after 1. Tied after 2. And there we go. So we literally get swept. All of that work just to get swept in the Stanley Cup final. Like, oh my gosh. Matthew there, though, still showing up, 21 points in 18 games. I mean, Jesus, like, look at this playoff tree, though. That was embarrassing. Like, we steamrolled every team in the East that we played. Minnesota, they're decent run as well. Only won 7-game series for them, but I mean, getting swept in the Stanley Cup final, that is just, oh my goodness, that is terrible. I hate that we went out that way. I was like so pumped. You hate to see it, but hey, I think the good thing is that we definitely have a contending team here with us right now, the way we built this team. And, Minnesota was stacked. I got to give them credit. They were stacked from the top down. So were we. I guess, they did have the better goalie, so I think that definitely made a difference. But disappointing end to the season, but at the same time, getting into the Stanley Cup final, that's a big milestone for us. And we'll head into the draft here and look ahead to next season. All right, take a look at the draft lottery. LA making a massive jump from 10 to 1. New York falls from 1st to 3rd overall. So, wow, lucky LA there. And taking a look at the retired players, another big class here. Hedman there does retire with us. He was definitely a difference maker for us this season for sure. So really happy we were able to get him there. And then you got Backstrom, Hall, Pacioretty, Carter, Ben, Kuznetsov, Skinner. Wow. Big retiring class here. Take a look at goalies. Anderson, Allen, Ranta, and Francois. All right, so let's get a look at the top 5 picks of the draft here. As you can see, we're picking 31st. Let's see. 82 overall, medium franchise to LA. Wow, look at those X factors. Interesting play here. Sniper. Pretty good selection. Nashville there gets an 80 overall. The Rangers 81, so they still made out pretty well. Arizona gets a 79, and Calgary gets an 81 medium elite. So we'll go out here to our pick. All right, here I'm going to select Riley Ritchie, guaranteed medium top 4. Pretty interesting to see him this late in the first round, but looks like a really good player, so let's see what he is. Oh, are you kidding me? A 79 medium top 4? Oh my goodness, look at those X factors. Two-way defender, really good skater. Wow. That was an insane pick. 31st overall. My goodness. He should have been like a top 10 pick. What the heck? Alright guys, next we're going to select Roger Shattenkirk. Says medium top 9. I don't think he'll be that. He looks way too good. See what he is here. Okay, so he's a medium top 9. He put up crazy points though. Like, really good shot, really good puck skills. This is just an interesting player, power forward, but all right, medium top 9. I thought it would be better. His stats were pretty weird, but, decent pick. All right, next we're going to select Artie Marchessault. Good name there. Good shot at being low elite. Listed as a gem here. And he is low elite, 54 overall. No X factors, but, good for trade value. All right, next we're going to select Jackson Persaud. 50-50 medium elite goalie. And he's medium backup, 61 overall. Okay. Decent numbers. Not the best pick, though. What can you do? All right, guys, I'm going to select Lorenzo Davidson. Guaranteed medium elite, 5 years, though, so he's going to be lower rated. Still, though, good shot, good shot at a high trade value goalie. All right, last pick here, select Larry Connolly. Good shot being low elite. He's a low top 4, so for round 7, actually not that bad. And that's going to do it for the draft here. I mean, obviously our first pick was really good, and I'm happy with this draft, honestly. All right, so we're going to head into the re-sign phase and free agency here. So what we want to do with contracts. Might have some extensions to dish out, and we'll play it by ear. All right, guys, so we have a couple contract extensions to announce here. We signed Barrett Hayton to a 1-year extension at $3.25 million, and then we also re-signed Boone Jenner to 1 year at $1.5 million. Really great depth options for us. They were so good down on those 3rd and 4th lines throughout the season. I mean, this was our Stanley Cup final team. I want to keep everyone together if we can. Alrighty, we have some free agent signings to announce. We've signed Alex Iafallo to 1 year at $2.5 million, Vladislav Gavrikov to 2 years at $5.425 million per year, and Caleb Jones to a 1-year deal worth $3.15 million for the year. Had to shore up our defense after Hedman retired. And Iafallo also just a really nice depth option for us as well. Great defensive forward. So I think we made some good additions and plugged up some holes on defense. Again, Hedman retiring, big blow to us. We lost that top pair for Clark. So I think Gavrikov and Jones are two really good additions to our lineup this season. Hey guys, I just want to show you a look at our captains and assistant captains now. Obviously, Austin Matthews is our captain, and then we have Gabe Velarde as our first assistant captain and Marner as the second assistant captain. All right, everyone, we have some contract extensions to announce. We have signed goaltender Mike DiPietro to a 1-year extension worth $1.125 million. We have signed forward Poirier to a 2-year extension worth $2.825 million per year. We've also signed forward Lacerte here, Felix Lacerte, to a 2-year extension worth $5.7 million per year. And then our big signings, we signed Gabe Velarde to a 4-year extension worth $4.875 million per. And the biggest one here, we signed Shane Wright to a 6-year extension worth $9.675 million per year. Alrighty guys, so to end the episode as usual, we will go over to our lines headed into the 2028-29 season with the Toronto Maple Leafs. It'll be our 6th season with the Leafs, and this team again looks pretty nasty. That top 6 is absolutely going to tear up the league again. Wright, Matthews, and Marner, like literally tell me a scarier first line. Second line also just absolutely stacked there with Velarde. And then some really nice depth here. I mean, we have a 90 overall center as our third line center, playing with Iafallo and Omar Blaine here. Just two really good forwards. I think we'll get some nice depth of defense there. Fedorov and Iafallo, both two-way forwards, very good defensive stats. And then our fourth line here, just some grinders, right? Some good playmakers here with Gauthier, Jenner, and Hayton. Two-way forwards and a playmaker. So they all have good defensive stats. They're all just hardworking players, fast skaters too. Gauthier and Hayton have good skating abilities. So I think our fourth line looks good there with the depth. On defense here, Sandin back up top to the top pairing with Clark. Second pairing, got Caleb Jones and Gavrikov getting a +1, and then Faravari and Pesci. Good shutdown pairing there, locking it down on that third pairing. For our goalies, rolling with Gustafsson and DiPietro backing him up. Gustafsson had a much better year last season and especially showed up in the playoffs, but unfortunately laid an egg at the worst possible time in that Stanley Cup final. Power play here looking nasty, that first unit, my goodness. Second line also getting a +3, really gross unit there. 4-man power play gets a +2, and second unit there actually gets a +5 on that one. That's disgusting. Penalty kill here, looking really good, getting a +3. PK2 also gets a +3, and the third unit gets a even correlation. 3-man PK, you got even there. Second unit gets a +2, and the third unit at a -2. But again, how much ice time are they really going to see? So overall, special teams here looks like they're going to pop off all year, and this team looks really good. Really not many changes to the lineup, right? This was our Stanley Cup final team. All we need is just for Gustafsson to step up and keep that play through the whole playoff. So, we got some big extensions that we handed out headed into, our last little leg here in this franchise series. And I have, good hopes for this team headed into our 6th season with the Leafs. I think we have a good shot to repeat going to the Stanley Cup final. This team looks primed for success. All the guys are clicking now. So I am super excited for the next season, and I hope you are too. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. The support helps me out a ton. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. So until next time, have a good one, y'all.